Did I already forget how this stuff works? Very possible. Very probable. Let's see what happens. All right. It says we're live. And I'm going to Google myself and see if... Okay. That's a good sign. That's a good sign. All right, well, hopefully my partner in crime will hop on and let me know if this is working or not. Painting away, painting away. Just doing my best. Casey Lance. Yes. You are streaming fine. Yay! Well, that's good to know. That this seems to be going all right. We have 2 people. And me. I am also counted as a viewer of this stream. As it should be. Pang Burn Dark likes my camera setup. It is not a white scar. Okay, there's people here. I should talk about what I'm painting. So these are some custom Black Templar apothecaries. I probably built these guys about a year ago. No, probably closer to 3 years ago. I think these little apothecary pouches are from the Grey Knights. Tabards are green stuff. Shoulders from the Black Templar upgrade. I think these shoulder pads are from Vanguard Veterans. Chain swords from who knows where. Heads are from the Devastator kits. And I've been meaning to paint these guys up forever, but they always kind of get pushed to the side because I always have more interesting things to be painting. But I'm testing out live streaming, so I thought these guys would be the perfect models to test out this, to see if anybody out there wants this. So... But yes, I would really appreciate it if anybody watching this could tell me they can hear me. That would be really nice, because I have no idea what's going on. So if somebody could tell me if you can hear this, that would be much appreciated. Loud and clear. Yeah, mic is up. Setup is good. Nice. Great Kish Bash then. I can hear you as well. Your audio is good. Yes, we can hear you. Great. That is excellent. Good to hear. Yay! Sunglasses Musician found me. That is nice. Sunglasses Musician, can I tell people who you are? I mean, I don't really... It might matter. Sunglasses Musician, let me know if I can tell people stuff. I don't know. This is a test stream. I might do an hour or so. Sorry, Casey Lance. How long do you plan on streaming? Probably an hour or 2. This is just a test to check that the setup is good and that people like it. Sunglasses Musician, who's in the chat right now, that's Nick, the other half of Eons of Battle. He does everything to make the videos good. I make the videos and then he edits them to be watchable and comprehensible and look good and sound good, and basically most of the work. No data assigned. Hi, guys. Hi. So, everybody watching, I plan on doing this often. Um, it won't be at this time. We don't know what time it'll be. I might do it in the mornings and in the evenings. I might do it just evenings. Might not do it at all. No, that's not true. I'll definitely do it. But, yeah. Sunglasses, musician. Yo, dog. He's changed it to a baby. Reason I asked is because game 1 of the Stanley Cup Finals is also on, and hockey is life. Yes, probably you should probably watch that. It'll be much better. Go watch hockey. Big fan from Argentina. Used a lot of your tutorials to make dioramas. Well, thank you. That's what I hope. That's what I hope, is that people get use out of my videos. Because I enjoy making them, and I love it hearing that people enjoy them. Yeah. This is odd. I'm enjoying it, though. This is kind of fun. And I'm actually painting. Just for fun. I'll be back after the game is over. Had to pop in and say hi. When I saw the live stream, all good luck. Yes, go watch hockey. Hockey is very fun and exciting. I am not much for the sports ball, but hockey is fun because they really destroy each other. Lucky Bats. Hey, look at you go. Hyper Kill AOC. Found you guys when I was looking for a barbed wire tutorial. Still use that video method to this day. I remember that one. That video was from a while ago. And I like the video, but I think I have some newer ideas, because I think the way I did that video was actually a little dangerous. Like, it's still sharp and pointy. And I think I have some new ideas on how to make barbed wire that's not actually barbed wire, made out of floral wire. Yes, several years ago. But yeah, I think we're going to plan on doing some content where we look at some of our older videos as older people, I suppose, and just kind of reviewing our own stuff. I think that would make for a fun video. Let's see. There are 10 current viewers. That blows my mind. That blows my mind if that's true, that there are 10 current viewers. I just wanted to pop in and say thanks for your tutorials. You've given me a lot of great ideas over the last few months, and I always look forward to your video releases. Well, thank you, Colin Lightfoot. I appreciate you. If anyone doesn't know what I'm painting, it's some kit-batched Black Templar apothecaries, and it took me a long time to find that word. And I've chosen to give them white armor because I think it looks really snazzy, and I think it makes very little sense, because it's not like Tyranids are gonna respect like the medic, white and red, and not devour. But I kind of like the old school look, the old 3rd, 4th, 5th edition. Even the new Primaris one is painted white. So that is why my apothecaries are painted white, because I like the way it looks. I painted the white on these a few years ago, and I kind of wish I might just pop out the airbrush and add a little bit more color, because they're a little bone white. I don't know. They look okay. I might not. they could use a little more shadow and a little more light. I could dilute some contrast and try to throw that in the underside areas. I don't know, but there's already a lot of painting done. I think I might just live with it. They look okay. I can't wait to get these guys painted up just in time for them to become obsolete. The bone white adds some age to the look. Yes, yeah. Whenever I'm doing my Black Templar, I base them with Vallejo Earth, and then I airbrush Vallejo Bone Whites so that it lands on the leg, the lower leg and foot, and then I dry brush with Vallejo Bone White. Good night. No data assigned. Have a great night. In the future, we hope to get Skype working and have Nick be a part of these streams as well. I think that would be much better than me just talking to an empty room. But I guess we'll see. My models are on wooden blocks because that's how I like to paint. Because look at this, like if I had some wash and I wanted it to pool up in just such a way, boom, it's a square. It'll just lay on its side. Any of your recent tutorials? Joey Flores. I don't know if I see it at any of your recent tutorials. Your basing ones got me subscribed when I was starting the hobby, but have you been using oils and enamels in your process? No, I have not been using any oils or enamels. I've been sticking with acrylics because they're easy and they're fast. I wouldn't mind branching out into oils because I see a lot of people using oils and stuff getting just beautiful blends. I'm not opposed to it. I just have never done it. I used to use enamel paints when I was younger to paint like model airplanes and rocket ships, but I've never used oils to paint a 40K mini. I might have to try it. That might make a good video. Trying just first try, and then get good at it, and then make a real video. If you're wondering why I'm live streaming, it's because I wanted to rip off Miniac. No, I'm just kidding. We were actually planning this before Miniac said that he was going to be streaming on Fridays. But I watched his stream. It was fine. He was painting, and I was watching him paint. And I guess that's all this is. If you guys can see on this foot, one of those, oops, it's not focusing. There we go. One of those is a plastic purity seal that's sculpted into the model, and then the other one is a green stuff purity seal. Zerg619, I do papercraft of Warhammer 40K Monday. I'll get my spray primer, and thanks for your tutorial videos for bases that are really good. Thank you for creating cheap ways to create bases. Thank you, Zerg609. And I'm very interested in what Warhammer 40K papercrafts are. Like, is that papercraft models, or papercraft terrain, or papercraft props? If there's a papercraft bolter I can get, that would be pretty cool. Because I've lost my bolter. I don't know where it is. Hopefully, it is not thrown away. I feel like I'm painting so slowly because I am. What to do? Lead Belcher. if you guys can't see what I'm doing, but I have all of my paints. I have all my paints in a bucket, which is how I store them. That way they're all in a big pile, and it's very confusing. Yes, the bolter was epic, but I could make another one if I need to, which I don't, but I might. But yeah, it was also really, really big. So I'm not surprised if some storage space issues meant it needed to be trash canned. I got out the lead belcher, so I should probably use it. Do you guys want to post in the chat if you enjoy Games Workshop pots? Because I'm not sure. I've had a fair few pots that don't work very well. They don't stay open. But I mostly enjoy them. I love lead belcher. This is a color I could not live without. Lead belcher is a one coat fits all weapony gun. Yes! Nick, you should move all your paints into dropper bottles. Oh, and then Ghost Pepper, have you considered putting your paint in dropper bottles? I have not, because I think that's just a big old waste of time. I think I own one, and I've had maybe 2 pots of paint go bad on me, and that's from like not touching them for 5 years. I don't have any trouble with the Games Workshop pots, really. Yeah, I build models. Zerg619. Yeah, I build models of Warhammer 40k. My most recent is a Contemptor Dreadnought of the Black Templars, and yeah, it exists. Models of bolters, shootas, choppas, and las guns, even stick bombs. I feel like I've seen stuff like that on Instagram. I'd be very interested in seeing a papercraft Contemptor Dreadnought. That sounds very hard to do. Is it to scale, or is it larger or smaller? Zerg619, please let me know all about this papercraft Warhammer, because I may need to expand my hobby a little. I'm using lead belcher on the weapons, and oh lord, what are the name of their they're called like orniscopes. These little arm mounted chainsaws and syringes, which on mine are custom. I'm pretty sure these chainsaws are from the Cataphracti Terminators. And then the syringe is a las gun barrel with a piece of wire sticking out of it. And it makes a pretty convincing, whatever you call the apothecary tool. Everybody is putting their GW paint into dropper bottles, and that's fine, but holy moly, that sounds like a lot of work. And I don't know if I love dropper bottles. I have some colors that seem to do poorly in dropper bottles, and they tend to get a little bit of back pressure, and so when you open them, they want to pour out the top of the dropper bottle. And I think I tend to put, if I'm putting a drop of paint on my palette from a dropper bottle versus a pot, I feel like I add a little bit too much. But everyone's workflow is a little different. My paint palette is the same exact one from probably one of the very first YouTube videos we ever made for Eons of Battle. It's just a plate, a napkin, and a piece of parchment paper. It boils, yes, hyper killer is right. It boils down to preference, and I prefer to paint and not mess around with dropper bottles and all that jazz. Has anybody seen the new Primaris flyer? Or not, it's not a flyer, it's a land speeder. The new Primaris land speeder. I think the land speeder is probably one of the worst models I've ever seen. I like Primaris. I like the infantry Primaris, but every Primaris vehicle, except for maybe the Redemptor Dreadnought, is a little bit poopy. It's a little bit garbage. It looks like a Nike. It looks like a shoe. Especially when it's painted just bright, flat Ultramarines blue, like Games Workshop want to do. I bet that would look okay. They're very square and boxy, and so I bet they would actually look better as a land vehicle with wheels than it would a flyer. I think Ghost Pepper has something there. But I don't think it looks very good as a flyer. Or a skimmer, I suppose. Skimmer isn't really a thing anymore. Since they've dropped, for the most part, the vehicle classifications. Which I think is fine. It was always kind of tricky to look up the vehicle classifications to see what they could do and how they interacted. I saw the Zerg 619. Yeah, I saw the Primaris land speeder. They made video of the gunner suffering from tinnitus. Who made a video? I'm sure someone did, but was it Games Workshop? Because wouldn't that be a little bit admitting defeat? That obviously a gunner would not just be a tiny head poking out the top of a tank like R2-D2. Because clearly that's just silliness. I probably should have held off painting the metal until after I had painted all the hazard stripes on the chainsaws. But you know what? I didn't think of it. So we're just going to see what happens. But holy Macau, does every Primaris vehicle kind of suck. And I don't like that they're all dripping with basic weapons. I think it's dumb. I've played a bunch of games with my Redemptor Dreadnoughts, and it's annoying to allocate and roll all like 5 weapons that all deal kind of fair to low damage. I would much rather just have like one big gun and then like a Stormbolter. But not Primaris. It's like you gotta shoot 10 different guns that all miss so that your shooting phase takes twice as long. Gone are the days of a Dreadnought with just one left-hand weapon and one right-hand weapon. Now they have 2 Stormbolters in their belly and an Icarus pod on their head. Grumble, grumble, grumble. Old is better. Have you thought about 30? Ghost Pepper, do you mean 30k? Because I think 30k would probably be my jam. But I don't have anyone to play with. And I don't want to go down the rabbit hole of Forge World without a sure thing. Joey Flores They're chonky and basic. The Sisters of Battle vehicles are so over-the-top gothic and designed to be nonsense, which is just great and is more 40k than Primaris vehicles. Joey Flores, I hope that you're giving love to the Sisters of Battle vehicles, because I think they're so epic. I love all of the new Sisters of Battle vehicles. And if I did not have such a backlog of miniatures to paint, I think I would probably just pick up the whole line. They're all epic. Every brand new Sisters of Battle stuff. But yeah, Ghost Peppers, I hope I answered your question about 30k. It looks like it'd be my jam. Thank you, ma'am. But I'm just not ready to take the plunge. If I ever found a gaming group that was into 30k, I think I would hop right in. But not right now. Joey Flores, video series similar to your Necron Week. I don't know what you're referring to, Joey Flores, but for Sisters. Yes, probably not, unless I buy the Sisters of Battle kits. Maybe if they come out with the Start Collecting. If they came out with the Start Collecting Sisters of Battle, I'd probably pick it up. Does that even exist? That sounds like it exists. A Sisters of Battle Start Collecting. I don't think it does, though. I don't think it does. This guy needs some lead belcher, and then I think the next thing I'm going to do is paint the Templar symbol onto their knee, which is always fun to do. A lot of trial and error. But I've done it so many times, it's a little bit I can a little bit autopilot them at this point. Because there was a point in time where I was completely out of Games Workshop transfer sheets, and so I was painting every single Templar cross by hand because I could not get decal sheets. Luckily now I have about 1 billion. Someone was nice enough to sell me a large number of Black Templar decals. So I'm set for life. But, yep. Yes, Joey Flores. There was the limited edition box. I was a little bit more excited for the actual kits released than those, because those were all monopose. Although it actually brings up a really interesting idea of like Games Workshop's actual release schedule, because there wasn't that much time difference between the Sisters of Battle, monopose plastics release and then the actual, multi-part plastic kits. It actually came really fast. So I don't know if they were just really trying to get them out there to the rabid public, but it seems it's not coming quite as fast for Indomitus, the new Space Marine Indomitus, and Necrons. Max Lee Fox. I don't use any particularly nice light bulbs. I bought a 16-pack from a local hardware store, and that is what I shoot with, and I think it looks great. I find more light is better than no light, and for streaming purposes, I have about 150 lights pointed at me, so that the camera has a nice amount of light to pick up. But usually, I'm just painting with these 2 yellow lamps, pointed left and right at my work, and I feel like that gives me plenty of light so that I don't have any eye strain, and I can just paint away for hours and hours. But yeah, these, I believe they are white light bulbs, not warm light. That's the important thing. Warm light is it's gonna add a little color to your light, and that can actually mess up the look of colors a little bit. But other than that, just whatever. It's all fine. Everything's fine. Pang Burn Dark. You guys have some very interesting names. What inspired you to start making content? Way back in the day, I was a big fan of mini wargaming. I loved Matt and Dave, and I loved things like the Bat Rap and all of their fun antics. And I liked 40K, and I thought that I could put out some really, really good content quickly. Would I ever collab with Midwinter Minis or Goober or Miniac? I mean, I would love to. I don't know if they would want to collab with me because my channel is small. But I would love to one day. But my videos are usually real short and sweet, and their videos are long and gorgeous. So I think I would have to rise to their level before it would make sense. But yeah, that would be really cool. Yes, Miniac. Yeah, they've all done some stuff. They all put out similar content though. I feel like, and my content is a little different. My content is a lot of tutorials and less scripted. Yeah, Midwinter watches my videos. I was very excited about that. I would love to do a collab with IDIC Beer, just because I remember him from back in the days when we first started. IDIC Beer would comment on just about every video of ours at the moment they dropped, and he's been at it forever. I've taken some breaks. J. Ashri Nath. I think I got the Nath part right. Thank you for saying this is cool. Your beard is so cool. Great. It's a beard, and it's on my face. He would post on every 40. He would. You could, any video, you scroll down, and then you see IDIC Beer's lovely cartoon face. Every video. Alright, did I finally get everywhere with the black and the silver? Sorta. I can go back and fix up. Alright, time for the good stuff. Let's see. There's 12 current viewers, which is amazing. You guys are the legends, because this is just a test stream. You found this on your own. If you guys have like ideas for videos, just say them, and I will write them down, and I will do everything in my power to get them made for you guys. Painting the I'm freehanding the Templar cross right now, which is always fun. I'm going pretty big on this one. Maxley Fox painting Warhammer, but with a paint roller. You know what? That's not the worst idea I've ever heard. God, I wish I had here. I'm gonna start writing. I'm gonna start writing these things down. Painting hammer with a paint roller. Maxley Fox, it might not be tomorrow, it might not be the day after that, but we will do a video with a paint roller. Make statue of Pewds on the next round. I don't know what a Pewds is. I don't know what a Pewds is, but I also don't make statues. Making bases with failed 3D prints. I've already done that a little. I'll probably do it some more as my collection of failed 3D prints grows. PewDiePie. Oh, the YouTuber? Nah. I don't think he needs any more assistance in getting his brand out there. But good for him. He won YouTube. If there's a YouTube victory, it is PewDiePie. I watched him in high school. He's funny. I gotta pull up OBS. Or with the supports. Bone white. Bone white is a lovely color, but it does not have a lot of coverage. Which is fine. Most light colors don't have a lot of coverage. So it's just going to take a lot of coats. Try and it always starts out life as like a 4-leaf clover, and then it may or may not transition into the Iron Cross of Sigismund. Just for you guys, I'm not being a filthy brush licker, but I am wiping on my shirt, which I typically do, and it picks up a lot of little fuzzies. So you win some, you lose some. Max Lee Fox, you already got your video idea. No, I'm just kidding. An Irish chapter. I have a Primaris chapter, or not a Primaris chapter. I have a kill team that's done in Green Bay Packers colors. So it's not out of the question of doing some themed Marines. Casey Lance, the mechanical pencil is a good idea, but even if I outlined it, it just comes down to where does the paintbrush go, and sometimes it obeys and sometimes it does not, but in the end it'll look good. It'll look good because I'm just going to keep on messing with it until it does. Make your own legendary statue. I do want to make miniatures. I would love to make miniatures. I'm I know a bit about 3D modeling. I've some experience with 3D modeling programs, so that'll probably happen one of these days. Is this practice for the age of heavy intercessors? Are the heavy intercessors the new models from the Indominus box that are in the big armor? Blood Bowl Green Bay. Go Packers. Yes. Blood Bowl Green Bay. This could be a little shallower. All right, it's starting to come along. It's starting to come along. Just some more cleanup. Ghost Pepper is sculpting a great unclean one. That seems like the thing to do. I've seen so many great custom unclean ones. I think the Forge World Plague Toads are some of my favorite models of all time. I think they're just so funny. There's 3 of them up on Forge World right now, and I want to say there used to be 6. The Melted Sprue Great Unclean one. That sounds really interesting. Melting Sprue usually doesn't want to cooperate. Usually it melts a bit and then wants to burn. So I'd be really interested in seeing how they were able to melt 40K plastic without getting problems. Painting. That's one of the inspirations. Yes. I love the Forge World Plague Toad models. I saw a great conversion someone did, where they put plague bearers on the plague toads, riding them, and it was absolutely adorable. I cannot recommend enough people track that down. I think I might have to finish this cross up with a double zero brush, because this one is showing its age a little bit. It was a video newer channel did. Miniature Hobbyist. Was impressive. I'll have to check that out. Miniature Hobbyist. Oh, great unclean one. Otherwise I'll have no idea what this great unclean one. Pang Burn Dark. Do you play 40K? Pang Burn Dark, you must be new here, because I do a lot of 40K, but on the I do not play that often. I don't get a lot of chances to, but I sure do like playing 40K. There we go. Do I only play this? See, look at this reading comprehension. I rolled a 1. No, there's a couple other games I play. I love X-Wing. Fantasy Flight's X-Wing is one of the best miniatures games ever made. I played first edition like it was my job. I would work all day and then meet up with my friends around like probably 5 or 6 p.m. and then we would play X-Wing until probably 2 or 3 in the morning. And then I would get up to go to work at 9. Or I would get up to work at 9. I'd have to get up much earlier. But holy cow, that was some fun times. Hero Quest, let's go. I've never played Hero Quest. That's not the game with the pre-painted minis and the hexagonal tiles, is it? From a million years ago? Oh, here's a video idea. Perhaps a video on building a storage box that doubles as a diorama. Doesn't have to be for an entire army, but perhaps a kill team. That's not a bad idea. I've done some things like that in the past. Kill team diorama / storage. That is an excellent idea, Joey Flores. Maxley Fox, nah, it's a million years ago, but it's OG Wizards of the Coast. Interesting. It all comes down to players. There's a million games I would love to get into, but if I don't have anyone to play with, there's not a lot of point. Like Malifaux looks incredibly awesome. It just looks like such a cool game with beautiful models. But maybe one of these days. Who knows? I don't hear a lot about Malifaux. I don't know if the Malifaux players keep them to themselves a little bit more, but I don't see a lot. It's the Barbarian. All right, as you can see, we're getting pretty close with this cross. The top pedal, I suppose, is looking a little weak. So I think I'm going to bulk it up and then it'll be done. Just looking at it, there's a couple more problem areas actually that I could do a little more fussing with. So I'm very close to done. Dried blood on his apron, that's actually a really fun idea. I might have to do that. But I don't think it's going to be dry blood. I think it's going to be wet blood because it's really hard to get dry blood to read on a small scale. Because, you know, if it's just brown smudges, I think we all know what that could look like if I was not careful. Some brown smudges on a white cloth. Poop. I'm talking about poop. It would look like poop. Probably little Games Workshop Blood for the Blood Gods. Oh, there's finished. Look at that. Let's try to get it. Where's my camera? Where's my camera? There. It's not perfect, but it gets the job done. Time to do that again. Ghost pepper base with grown, then highlight with dark red. Base with brown, then highlight with dark red. I see what you mean, Ghost Pepper, but I'm just saying, I think I want to avoid brown. That's okay. There can be fresh blood. I might throw a little blood on his weapons. Might just be a little bit of a bloody guy. All right, it's time to lay out another cross. And so I start out by doing a plus sign. And then my outline. And it always looks bad at first, no matter what. But it'll get there. It'll get somewhere. That's fine. Sunglass Musician, always a fan of the good poop joke. Aren't we all? Joey Flores, I would think that having as much blood on you as a doctor is a sign of expertise in 40k. I would agree. If you're not absolutely covered in blood, you're not doing your job. And really the job of an apothecary, besides following around centurions, is harvesting the gene seed and preemptively putting Marines out of their misery. Casey Lance, that's an interesting hypothesis. I would speculate, though, that it's just, medics are white, and so the medical game pieces are going to be white. And I don't think heavy metal really did a lot of gruesome paint splatter for 40k. I think they've always been pretty darn clean with their painting. See, look, you guys, look at this. This is how it starts. This is how it ends. You just gotta keep going at it. And eventually it'll get there. Right now I'm applying a second coat, darken it up, and then I'll have to go in with plenty of bone white to fix it. Remember the days when apothecaries would be in a squad of Space Marines? Now you would not waste an apothecary in a squad of TAC Marines. Probably not even Primaris. Now they are strictly for the heavies and elites, like the Centurions and Terminators. Which makes sense as units grow more and more powerful. The lesser units are a little more disposable. Alright. Alright, we're getting somewhere. Ghost Pepper, that reminds me that librarians are blue and I hate it. The lore was Gilliman made it so they are distinguishable, but then made them the same color as his own legion. That makes no sense. I did not know that Gilliman was the one who instituted the color designation of librarians as blue. That's interesting. I don't mind librarians being blue. I think it adds to their spookiness and their magical properties, especially if you paint them with Vallejo Magic Blue, which is an excellent color, and is slightly magnetic. If you break out some games or Vallejo Magic Blue and you hold a magnet, it will follow the magnet. Whatever metal is in the pigment to make it blue, it is magnetic. I used to know the name of what made blue pigments, but it's escaping me at the moment. Yeah, I have never painted a librarian, and I've never... I think I own a librarian because of Space Hulk, but obviously no librarian would ever be part of my Black Templar army. That would be heresy. Maxley Fox Lapis. I'm assuming you're asking in if that is what makes blue blue, and I don't believe it is. I think Lapis... Isn't Lapis a precious stone? I don't think Lapis is what's in blue paint. Maybe I'm wrong. Who knows? I'm painting right now and could not be bothered to Google. Casey Lance, Heavy Metal uses Cantor Blue as the base for librarians, while they do Ultramarines with Macragge Blue, or whatever that color is called. Interesting. I appreciate when colors actually have the name of the color they are in the title, because Games Workshop seems to be phasing that out. But it's nice because then, you know, you actually know what color you're painting with. Sunglass Musician, gotta use that Minecraft knowledge. Good old Minecraft. I booted up Minecraft not that long ago and played for probably half an hour. It is boring. It wasn't when I was a kid. It was the best game in the world when I was a kid. But looking back, there's not an awful lot to do in the game. It's really not, boss fights or, good combat or anything. Not a lot of stuff to collect. Hard to make stuff. Creepers just blowing you up. I don't know, it's fine. But there's better games now. Alright, I don't know if this is getting worse or better, but it's something. Casey Lance, yes. Painting minis is definitely a great outlet. My favorite Zerg 619, my favorite version of Astartes power armor. Ooh, you're testing my knowledge of the deep lore. Well, this I believe is Mark 7 armor, because the Mark 8 armor is what Deathwatch wear. That's the most current. Well, it was the most current armor until they pulled a Microsoft and skipped 9 and went straight to 10 for the Mark 10 crawl pattern armor. But I think if I had to pick a favorite, I really like the Mark 3 armor that has a more like knight in shining armor inspired helmet. I have a bunch of Space Marines in Mark 3 and I really dig it. So yeah, I'm just going to say Mark 3. Mark 3. Second up is probably Mark 8 Errant. And then third place would be Primaris armor. Because, man, those Primaris, they really do look sharp. Yes, Joey Flores, Mark 2, Mark 3 helmets are awesome. Zerg 619, what's your armor of choice? What on earth is going on with Maxley Fox, especially the flesh blob blocks in hell. Oh, I think they're talking about Minecraft. Are there flesh blocks in Minecraft? I didn't know that was a thing. Flesh. The flesh is weak, is what the iron hands say. Okay, I think I'm getting close on this iron cross as well. Just a little bit more touch-ups. I got a fuzz on my brush. There we go. Zerg619, I love the Mark 7. It's easy to design and build in Papercraft, but my challenge is to create Corvus Helmet for Assault Astartes. To create Corvus Helmet. Corvus Helmet looks great on a Mark 7. It's a little tricky on a Mark 8 because they have that neck cowling. And so usually you have to kind of carve out a little ditch for their beaky nose to stick out of. Casey Lance, are there any YouTube channels you follow yourself related to the hobby? I mean, I probably watch everyone. I watch Miniac, Midwinter, Goober, others. I even occasionally watch a little bit of Macca's Outer Circle, even though he can be a bit negative. I love One Mind Syndicate. Not Arch Warhammer so much. Pangburn Dark, a video of how you make more flayed ones. Style flesh would be cool. I was actually thinking about converting my flayed ones to have a little bit more flesh, so I think I might have to do that. Flayed ones, flesh. Why are we talking about flesh so much? Girl painting. Yes, girl painting is great. She's been at it a long time, too. D2017. I don't know if Outer Circle says what needs to be said. I mean, I don't agree with him on everything. I agree with him on some things. But he's not really a 40K guy who is constantly reviewing 40K stuff. So, of course he's going to be negative. Justin Powell. What is the best white acrylic with good coverage? I wish I knew. I have tried many different white paints. Games Workshop, Vallejo, P3, War Games exclusive. Nope. What are they called? War Painter. And I've never quite found a white that I loved. Yeah, D17. He plays 30K, and I love his 30K content because that's what he likes. But he doesn't like 40K, and he doesn't like the 40K aesthetic. And every other video is this sucks, this new thing sucks, this new thing sucks, because it's not what he likes. But it's my own fault. It's my own fault for clicking on the videos. I know what he's gonna say. What Macca from the Outer Circle is gonna say. I think the two biggest YouTubers I follow are Juan Hidalgo, love him, absolutely love him, and Squidmar. Squidmar is very good. Is Juan Hidalgo, am I thinking of the right person? Is he the one who, he has Spanish videos? I gotta check this. Juan Hidalgo. Juan Hidalgo Miniatures. Yes, I absolutely love his stuff. And Squidmar is awesome. The pin shading is epic. Is that a rope on his shoulder? And if so, what color is it going to be? Rope colored. I don't know. Browns and yellows. I believe this is from the Space Marine Vanguard veteran kit. It's from one of those. It's from one of those elite choice kits. Probably Vanguard veteran or Stern Guard veteran. All right, very close. I think I'm very close to complete on this second cross. Kinda, sorta. Ghost Pepper, heavy metal contrast. Heavy metal contrast. Don't know what you mean. Probably should have been paying attention. The Angel Graldes you're thinking of. Angel is like the Vallejo brand ambassador. Ah, interesting. Juan does the each contrast marine videos, but he's done some cool stuff lately, showing how to do blue and red non-metal, but I think you probably mean nope, I'm dumb. Non-metallic metal. You said it right. I said it wrong. Yes, I love Vallejo. I used to have a partnership with Vallejo where I would paint with their paints on my channel. Not each, Evie. Each metal contrast. Well, I think next I'm going to paint some red hazard stripes on their weapons, because I think that would look neat. Oh, my palette is so dry. Do I have any water around? Yes, I do. Yes, pour. Glug, 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 glug. Just trying to rehydrate my paper towel a little bit. Whenever you're doing hazard stripes, you always want to do your darker color first. It may seem a little counterintuitive, but unless you can do perfect hazard stripes every time, you're going to want to be, it's going to be much quicker to fix errors with your dark color than it is to fix errors with your light color. For these hazard stripes, I'm doing a base of Games Workshop Corn Red. And now that I look at it, it's a little Christmassy, but I'm not gonna turn back because I have committed. There. Now my palette is properly hydrated. More freehanding than I probably expected to do on these guys. I didn't really come at them with a plan. I just wanted to get them done. But they're elite choices, so I might as well. Spend some quality time on them. Alright, already having happy accidents. That's okay though. The nice thing about this is only one side of the chainsaw is going to be visible at a time. So it's actually going to be pretty hard to tell if my stripes don't match perfectly. Oop, I think I put like 3 or 4 extra stripes on one side than I should have. But that's okay. I'll fix it. Need a little bit more black paint, which I couldn't find, so I'm actually using black primer, and this is Steinelrez? Yeah, Steinelrez, which I've been enjoying. I used to use Vallejo black primer, and I would lose my mind because it would clump up, and particulate would get in my airbrush, and I would have to clean my airbrush 3 times to prime one marine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes. Too many stripes. I think the problem is this in the bottom. Zerg619, is there a way to send you a gallery so you can see the dreadnought I mentioned? I am not sure, but you could always direct message the channel or send us a message on Facebook. We'll always respond. So you could try that. Oh my goodness. Maxley Fox, $2. Thank you so much. That just made this little venture profitable. Thank you so much. That's very, very kind of you. And Maxley Fox, keep an eye out for that paint roller video, because it's coming. I've actually done a lot of painting with a paint roller, because I used to paint for theater. Yes, Zerg619. Send EOB a DM on Instagram if you have one. That is a good way to get in contact with us. So YouTube says there are 12 of you watching this, which still it blows my mind. Do you think this is a regular thing you would enjoy? Like, what would you like to see me paint? What would you like to see me do? I think my first plan would be I have some 3D printed salamander ninjas, and I was thinking about painting those up on camera, because those I want to try really going all out and really painting those up to a very high standard. So I thought that would be a good thing for the stream, because it wouldn't really be YouTube friendly content. I mean, they're just models I found on Etsy, but I think they'd be worthwhile to paint up. So if you guys want to throw up some ideas in chat of what you'd like to see. Ooh. I'm liking this stream. It's always interesting to see how others paint live. Yes, it is. I think my style is probably pretty close to the Games Workshop style, just simpler. Titanforge or Cyberforge? Are those the STL Patreons? Because I think they sound so familiar. I feel like I know them. I think I definitely know Titanforge. Casey Lance, I'm a very social painter myself. I used to head to my local gaming store where I painted just so I had people to talk to. That's very nice. I like to do that too. Obviously, the game store is closed right now, but I do enjoy painting socially. It's just relaxing. It's a nice, easy activity to do. The stream makes me want to pick up my own stuff. Absolutely, that's what you should be doing. Is painting your models. I mean, you don't really need to watch this. Just check in every now and then. You want to be painting your own things. That is excellent. Always be painting models. Always. Stream series idea. You could do a small scenic base with a model, one video for the construction, and another separate for painting. You're welcome. See, the thing about that, about doing a base on camera, is the bases, there's a lot of downtime. Like, I apply the Gorilla Glue to get kind of a texture going. I have to wait, 4 to 8 hours to let that foam up and harden. Then I have to apply, some Milliput or maybe some other shaping material, some cork, wait for that to dry. I think basing is best left to the actual YouTube videos, but painting, since painting takes so long, that is nice to do on camera, I think. Sunglass Musician, 3D printed diorama, obviously. Obviously, that would work great. Because, it's just done. That would be quite a stream if it was just streaming the printer printing it for 11 hours. I think that would make for a really, really hot stream. Which direction did I have my stripes going? Oops. I think one of the I wouldn't consider myself a fast painter, but I think one of the things that has sped me up dramatically is just painting inside the lines. Not having to do so much go back and correct. Just the more you can paint inside the lines and the fewer correcting you have to do, the faster the process is going to be, which is great because 40K demands a lot of painting to get an army ready. That's not bad. I'm going to jump to my highlight color, which is going to be Evil Sun Scarlet. I don't know if anyone didn't get to see it the first time, but all of my paints are contained in these big totes. This one is all Vallejo and Army Painter. That's how I prefer to store my paints. I've seen a lot of different painting setups where they have racks or laser cut apparatuses, but I feel like it's all just a little too overthought. Just a nice bucket. That's all you really need. Yeah, now we're... Here we go. This is starting to look like something. Pang Burn Dark. Have I ever entered a painting contest? No, I have not. And that's probably for the best. I am not the highest quality painter, but I really, really enjoy it. It's relaxing. It's calming. Once a model is painted, I get to put it on the shelf and look at it. So I don't know. Yeah. Ooh. Zerg619, I'm seeing your Papercraft Contemptor Dreadnought, and it looks pretty slick. Looks like... Very cool. Has the twin Stormbolter and the Redemptor Fist in a Black Templar scheme. That is very, 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 very cool. Zerg619, do you create these things, or do you just print them out and put them together? Either way, it's super cool. Connor Reed, I remember a series from a few years back where a guy did an entire DIY Black Templar fortress. I think I'm thinking of the same video series you're thinking of. That was pretty cool. Maxley Fox, I miss Ultramarines with yellow shoulder pad rims. I do too. I like the classic kind of silly look of things. And I believe Luton99, the YouTube channel, they paint their Marines in kind of a modern but also retro style, where they have the best of both worlds. So you might want to check out some of his hobby videos. Zerg619, I just print them. Some others I paint them when I want to. So you don't print them in color? Do you print them out and then you paint them and put them together? The Papercraft Warhammer 40k figures. I think while I have my red accent color out, I'm going to accent the shoulder pad. I think that looks pretty sick. The hazard. I think later on I'll throw a little bit of weathering on there. Just so it doesn't look quite as clean. And then of course, you know, some blood. All right. Good night, Casey Lance. Have a good evening. And yeah. Oops. Just got the wrong color on my brush. How do you all handle painting off of a palette? Do you prefer dry palettes, wet palettes? Do you use an actual product, or you just use a plate and paper like I do? Yes, Sunglass Musician, Nick is right. There will be more streams to come. Probably many more. Probably the next couple will be me finishing up these apothecaries. And then we'll transition to maybe something a little saucier. All right, I think I'm getting a little tired, so I think I'm gonna go 5 more minutes, and then I'm gonna be turning the stream off. Really, this was just a test. I didn't plan on doing a full evening tonight. Max Lee Fox, yes, Luton stuff is very cool. It's yeah, it's a really interesting look. I think he talks about taking a lot of classes, but I really like his army. It's really, Ultramarines sometimes tend to come off a little boring, but I actually think his are pretty cool. Ghost Pepper, I use a Gladlock container with chunks of backing paper. It's really good. I've heard that. I think Nick was a big fan of the Tupperware, because then you can pop it in the fridge and come back to it later. I like my plate because I like long painting sessions, and so I'll just paint for 2, 3, 4, 5 hours, and then call it a day, throw away my paper, and next time I'll just build a new palette. Zerg, some of them I just print them. Interesting. Zerg, the papercraft is insanely cool. Please continue to share that with us. Joey Flores, I did the same color scheme for my friend's Gobo chainsword. Interesting. The same black with the red stripes. Have you ever thought about streaming your 3D design sessions? Probably get around to it. A lot of right now is just learning. Right now I'm teaching myself Blender. Took me a while to find the name, but Nick is pretty epic at the 3D modeling, so he'll probably be doing some of that. I'm discovering as I continue to paint more and more some colors that are my go-tos, and Games Workshop Corn Red is definitely one of those. It's very rare I paint with a different base red. Sometimes I'll use some Vallejo Bloody Red to mix it up, but really Corn Red is my favorite. If you are looking to paint with, the value range in between red and black, I don't think there's a better color out there. It thins so well with black. I think if I had to do like desert island paint colors, Corn Red is definitely coming with me to the island. Along with Lead Belcher, Vallejo Stonewall Gray. the G-Dub washes, at least Urgrax and Null Noil. Some of the other ones, some of the color ones actually are really, really pigment saturated, and they're not quite so much of a wash as a full-on tint. So sometimes I find I need to thin the Games Workshop color washes a lot. But Urgrax and Nuln, I mean, there's a reason that there's 100 nicknames for them, like Liquid Talent or Cheat Juice. They just work. Maxley Fox, Smelly Primer, Snakebite Leather, and Scab Red. Snakebite Leather, that's a G-Dub's color. I don't recognize Scab Red. And I don't know what Smelly Primer is, unless you're talking about the Vallejo primers, in which they do have a very interesting smell. And the Vallejo primers also have a very interesting love to dry in the pot and then clog your airbrush. That is another thing the Vallejo primers love to do. All G-Dub, but from the old. All G-Dub, but from the old white top hex containers. Huh, I think Snakebite Leather is still a color. But yeah, the other ones I don't recognize. Smelly Primer. What a fun name. Painting the hazard stripes on the chainsaw. This is a medical chainsaw. Only to be used to hurt. Or to help, not hurt. Right? Right? What's the doctor code? Do no harm. Yeah, I don't think the 40K universe follows that particular code of responsibility. I think for them it's probably hurt first, help second. So I have a question for all 12 of you while we're wrapping up. Do you think you would prefer a short stream, like an hour, or a long stream, like an entire evening of painting? 3, 4, 5 hours. Would you prefer something short and sweet, or something just really long? Yeah, so you guys, please let me know if you want short streams or long streams. Zerg619, a stream when you feel alright doing it. 2 long streams are tiresome. I say this from my own experience of papercraft streams of 2 hours. Joey Flores, tough, I'd say. Whenever time that feels good in getting the paint you want done. while indicating with the audience. Ghost Pepper, it really depends. I think it would depend on how you feel. Guys, I am asking your opinion. Don't worry about me. I would like to know if you prefer long videos or short videos, because I think I would enjoy doing maybe an hour an evening, just to keep it consistent. But if you guys are in the mood for really long paying sessions, I can make that work too. Joey Flores, 2 to 3. All right, so that's 1 vote for long. Aw, Connor Reed. Have I ever seen Artist Opus terrain? I've heard of Artist Opus brushes. I don't know if I've ever heard of their terrain. Artist Opus. Yeah, I'm familiar with their brushes. Lucky Bat, maybe a longer one on the weekends and shorter ones during the week. That's very doable. That is probably what would happen is, short videos during the week, long ones on the weekend. Ghost Pepper, I will be painting with you anyway, so as long as you paint is good. He's a channel that paints terrain. Interesting. Interesting, Connor Reed. Does he do cardboard, or does he do a lot of purchased or printed terrain? Because I might know who you're thinking about. He's a channel that paints terrain. Connor Reed, it looks like purchased to me. Well, I'll have to check them out. Artist Opus. Artist Opus terrain. He is very cool stippling and dry brushing. All right, I am going to be closing the stream in about a minute. So if you guys have any closing thoughts, please throw them in the chat. And I got some work done today. I painted the Templar symbols up here and on the knees. I painted stripes. I painted their weapons. And that's it. But whatever, they'll get done. There we go. Joey Flores, I'm sorry the super chat doesn't seem to be working. We don't currently have a Patreon, but I don't know, just hang on to your money and try again the next time we stream. Or get yourself something nice. Paying Burn Dark, thank you for the entertainment. Thank you, Paying Burn Dark, for watching this. This is the first one, hopefully of many, and it seems like it worked really nice. So that's good. All right, if you're still typing and it's not getting me because of the delay, sorry, but good night.